All right, everyone, welcome to our review for the WWE 2024 Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is one of, at least from our perspective, one of the most exciting pay per views that WWE puts on. And the reason for that is because there are so many things that could happen. You obviously can have surprise people appear, you can have a lot of stuff happen on any pay per view, but Royal Rumble, you really get the ability to have a shock, right? Somebody huge comes in that you didn't expect, even like a legend who's maybe not even going to be competing going forward, but just seeing them fight again, even if it's a short period of time, is always awesome. So, this is why Royal Rumble always has high expectations going in. So, let's see how this Rumble fared. We start with the Women's Royal Rumble, which this was a tough match to really get a gauge on, I'd say, because there were a lot of great parts, right? So for the good, obviously in the beginning, Naomi comes out, everybody's hyped to see her. She gets a huge pop, and then everyone says, welcome back. And just that moment, those are some of the best moments in wrestling, right? Those are the clips that you see go viral, and you watch them and you say, it just leaves you with a great feeling. But we felt like in the middle of this match, it really dragged on. And we were like, okay. When is, what's going on here? But then you have the TNA champion show up, knockout champion show up. And you have obviously Jade Cargill arrives in the WWE, and all of the divas who are such stars, right? All of them, at the end, they put on a great show. So it ends with Bayley winning. There's a lot of excitement. The match was strong in the beginning, I thought, like the beginning moments. And then we thought it was very strong at the end. So because of that, pretty exciting. Was it the best Royal Rumble of all time? No. Is it the best women's match of all time? No, but this certainly was. It was fine for the opening match, especially because you have, like I said, Jade, and then you have the TNA Knockouts champion show up. Those are exciting things that you like to see come out of the Rumble. The second match we had was the Fatal Four Way for the Universal Championship. So this is Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. LA Knight got by far the biggest pop, at least from when I was watching. It seemed like, and everybody was behind him winning. This match was honestly maybe the best on the card. Definitely was the best out of the card if you take out the Royal Rumbles, right? But this was a good match. You had a bunch of near falls. You had a bunch of exciting little spots, like when they stack the guys up, and then he goes and he attempts to hit LA Knight through the barricade, or AJ Styles through the barricade, and he goes through. Just all of those great moments, and of course, it ended with Roman Reigns winning. But everybody kind of left that match thinking this was a pretty good match, super exciting. The next match, as we move on to, this was a crazy one. Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. This match was boring for large portions. Didn't love it for large portions, but then it picked up. And at the end, and obviously you see Logan Paul doing, all these different acrobatic moves and all this stuff, which are always great. But the end was the good part because obviously Logan Paul attempts to cheat to win, and Kevin Owens is able to reverse it, and then he gets caught when he uses the brass knuckles, hits him 1-2, ref disqualifies him. Honestly, that ending I thought was pretty creative. I mean, I know it's nothing like, oh, WWE's never done that before. Obviously they have, but it was creative enough, right? And it was exciting, and I thought that made for the whole match because during this match I was going, why we tweeted it out? why is this the why is this match where it is on the card? This should have been before the Universal one for the championship. But you know what? This probably could have been put before the Rumble, the Women's Rumble, even. Um, but at the end, it picked itself up, so you can't complain too much for this match. Now we get to the big one, which was the men's Royal Rumble. This was a pretty good one, I have to say. And there were many moments in this match where the crowd was super behind it. And the best part of this is every time the clock starts going down, so 9, 8, 7, right, for somebody new to come in, the entire crowd is on their feet waiting to see who comes in next. And you had a bunch in this match of wrestlers who came in, some of them for NXT, some wherever, some hadn't been seen in a few years, and the fans were eating them up. They loved it, right? They loved this. The only thing I will say is, you know, this match didn't, and I know you can't do it every year, right? I mean, I thought Braun Breaker looked pretty cool. I don't know how long, he looked pretty cool, but the one thing is, obviously, CM Punk did his thing, right? Drew McIntyre was a beast for a while in this match, and obviously, Cody Rhodes ends up winning, which is going to set up, things moving forward for WrestleMania. But this didn't have, and this is part of the problem with hype, but this didn't really have that big arrival back that was like, oh my God. Like people were speculating like maybe Hulk Hogan would come back because he was in a lot of the promotional stuff. And obviously, we didn't really think he probably was going to be in the Royal Rumble. But what we're saying is there wasn't just this big shock factor of here comes that guy, right? Here comes that guy. This changes everything. And I think anytime you have a Royal Rumble like that, and the rest of your card is the way it is, it's tough to kind of be like, this is one of the greatest Rumbles we've ever seen, because you just didn't have that big pop moment. And obviously, well, we're not going to get into this, but with all the allegations going on against Vince McMahon, some of this stuff included Brock Lesnar, according to these reports, right? We don't, like I said, we're not getting into all that and diving deep into that stuff, but that maybe was a reason he wasn't in this match. So maybe had he, maybe if all that stuff hadn't gone down, maybe he'd be in here. But either way, there wasn't that big pop, right? There wasn't that big moment, at least we felt. But at the same time, Cody wins, and this seems to set up a lot of big stuff going forward. So you really probably can't judge everything that happened between on the Women's Royal Rumble and on the Men's Royal Rumble until we see what it sets up, right? If this sets up just an awesome WrestleMania match for both the women's division and for the obviously the men's division, then you can look back and say, well, they were just doing that. But to be fair, this Royal Rumble we thought was kind of in the middle, right? There's a lot of pay-per-views we love and we watch it and it's awesome, but this one, it did its job. It was entertaining, but the best match of the night from our opinion or from our perspective was the championship match, which is probably how it should be, right? And the Royal Rumble was probably better overall, but that's just because it's the Royal Rumble, right? That's the reason for it. So let us know what you think about this. Some people I'm sure have opposite opinion and think it wasn't great. Some probably are more like, oh, this thing was awesome, good Royal Rumble. So let us know what you think in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.